Hi, this is Gene DiNapoli. Just want to let you know that your comments tonight might be shown on screen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gene DiNapoli.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our 39th episode of Reminiscing with Gene DiNapoli. It is May 31st, 2021, and I am still Gene DiNapoli. Go figure. Tonight, we dedicate our show to the members of the military, past, present, and future, on what we are now going to say Honor Memorial Day. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But right now, a word from some of our sponsors.
Hi, this is Francisco. Many people call me the Creative CPA. If you need help with your taxes or financial matters, please email me your cell number and the best time and day to call you. You can email me at franciscisco@aol.com, and Cisco is spelled SISCO, the Creative CPA. It's that simple, that easy. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Howard, and along with my partner Karen, we are Cruise Planners Dream Destinations Travel. Contrary to the name, we are a full-service travel agency specializing in individual, multi-generational, and group vacations. Certified with all major cruise lines, we are also represent all resorts and all-inclusives throughout the beautiful Caribbean and Mexico. Let us build your dream vacation. Please call us at 347-398-8653 for a free, no-obligation quote.
Little Italy Auto Repair at 628 Crescent Avenue in the true Little Italy of the Bronx. Over 50 years of automotive service excellence, ASE and state certified, offering all types of services to all types of cars. Discounts to first responders, military, Fordham University students and faculty. All work is done by Victorio with the highest level of quality possible. Telephone number is 718-933-2365 or visit his website at www.littleitalyAutoBronx.webs.com. That's Little Italy Auto Repair. Thank you to our sponsors. We have room for one more sponsor, and just to let you know, besides being seen on Facebook and YouTube, our show can be heard on ItalianAmericanRadio.com, HamiltonRadio.com, and 15 platforms all over the world, including Korea, Russia, Switzerland, Scandinavia, and as far away as Brooklyn, New York. Want to let you know we have a limited amount of shirts left in our first batch. The Reminiscing with Gene DiNapoli t-shirt. We have small and mediums left right now, but we're getting another batch in. So if you want a shirt, send us a message and we will get the information out to you. We do this at the top of the hour because some people can't stay with us. Next week's show, If you remember songs like Kind of a Drag, Susan, Hey Baby, Mercy, Mercy, all those great songs, we have the original lead singer of the Buckinghams, Dennis Tofano, will be with us next Monday, June 7th at 7 o'clock. That's June 7th at 7 o'clock. Dennis Tofano, original lead singer of the Buckinghams. Wow. I tell you, these shows are just amazing me. We're going to get to it. Join my YouTube channel, Gene DiNapoli, because the more YouTube subscribers we get, the better off we are at monetizing and getting more people to watch us around the world. Question for our viewers. We have an opportunity to join up with another podcast, but they want us to change our time to 8 p.m. So the show would start at 8 p.m. If anybody would like that idea or don't like it, send it to us so we know what your feelings are, because we here at Reminiscing are here for you. And if you say, Gene, I don't like it, we're not going to do it. But keep in mind, live is our shows at 7, but you can go back any time of the day or night, weeks ahead, and see all of our shows, 39 shows in the can. So proud that I did this. Too bad I didn't do this beforehand, because I missed out on a lot of great acts, such as one act that we just lost the other day. The great B.J. Thomas passed away, and B.J. would have been one of our guests if he had made it through his ailment. So we want to wish B.J. Thomas Godspeed, a great singer and a great person. So are you ready, people? I know I am. Let's talk about New Orleans, or is the right way to say it, New Orleans. Okay, New Orleans, Louisiana. All right. So in a heavy male-dominated musical world, let me tell you some of the people that came out of New Orleans. Louis Armstrong, Fats Domino, Dr. John, Harry Connick Jr., the Neville brothers with Aaron Neville, Louis Prima, Ernie K. Doe, who did Mother-in-Law. The list goes on and on and on. But there were very few female acts. In the 50s, we had the McGuire sisters. In the 70s, we had Sister Sledge. But in the 60s, there were a trio of girls who are the quintessential family group. Two sisters and a cousin made up, in my opinion, one of the best looking groups of all time. Talk about pretty and lovely and classy. You're going to get to know tonight 2/3 of that group. You're going to hear the history, what they're doing today, and how they knocked the Beatles in 1964 off the charts. The Beatles, Britain, get out of here, because New Orleans is in the house tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, as we do each and every week, for the sisters from the Dixie Cups, Rosa and Barbara Hawkins, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in, ladies.
Hi.
Woo!
Hi.
Hi.
Nice
How
to
are
see you.
you? Oh,
We're
it's nice to
fine.
see
We're
you.
fine. We're glad to be here.
It is my pleasure to have you. First off, let's thank Paul Arante, our
Right.
good friend, for putting this together. Because you know what, ladies? I go to everybody's Facebook and I go to their Instagram and I send messages, and it seems that people don't man them. So when Paul said to me, what about the Dixie Cups? I said, I emailed them 6 months ago. He said, they're friends of mine. I says, I need this. So thank you so much for being with us. New Orleans is one of America's great cities.
Right.
Yes, it is.
And I think it's apropos that we have two ladies that knocked the Beatles off the charts on Memorial Day, which is one of America's great holidays.
Yes.
Yes.
And I want to get your opinion on something. There's a movement right now that they want to take away the word happy and replace it with honor.
Take away happy and replace with
honor. So instead of Happy Memorial Day, it'll be Honor Memorial Day, because Memorial Day is not a happy occasion. What are your feelings about that?
Right.
Well, it makes sense. It kind of makes sense because we are honoring you know, the men and women who have protected us for so many years and have gone on. So honor might be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
I think so too.
Yeah.
That's one of the few changes going on these days that I actually agree upon
You're right.
for the right reasons.
You're right.
Right.
In America, and listen, you ladies don't know me. I get into trouble every week. I say something I shouldn't say. But the great thing about America is that you're allowed to feel the way you want.
Right.
Now, how you go about it is what defines you as a person. So
Right.
Correct.
I think if people still want to say Happy Memorial Day, that's up to them. That's
Right.
what being American is.
Right.
Is the right to choose the right way.
Correct.
And
Well, let me interject this, Gene.
Sure.
We in 1965, I think, I would say, had the pleasure of going to Vietnam to entertain the troops, and we ended up staying over there. Instead of doing a week of shows, we ended up staying a month because the one of the companies was having their anniversary, and General Westmoreland asked us to stay so that we could entertain. So that was an honor for us.
Yes.
is that so?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I looked over your bio and I looked over a few things, but nowhere did I see that.
Okay, we're gonna make that correction.
I think that's a very important piece
It is.
of history and of the Dixie Cups story. And I think that
Right.
needs to be told.
Yes.
So
And we
whoever
had a-
does your website and Wikipedia, we need to correct that.
Yes.
So let me take you back. Growing up in New Orleans, you, the two sisters and Joan, you close knit, right? Close knit.
Yes.
To be perfectly honest, we didn't even know Joan was our cousin until we got ready to until we were ready to go to New York. Really, we lived around the corner from each other. And Joan stopped me on the way to the store to ask me to be a part of a group she had put together. And so I said yes. And then one of the guys was had to leave. So I said, my sister sings bass. So then Rosa got in. So it was the three of us and Joan's brother. We were the ones that did the talent show where we were discovered.
And what talent show was that?
It was St.
Saint-
Augustine.
St. Augustine.
Yeah, that's all boys school in New Orleans. They have been all over the
Very
world. They
popular.
have played for kings and queens. And they used to have a talent show every year. They don't do it anymore, but
Okay.
back then they did.
So was this early 60s?
Yes. Well, yeah, this was 63.
63.
Yeah.
Correct.
So 63, when you did this talent show, you weren't the Dixie Cups.
No,
You were the
Right.
Meltones.
we became the Meltones for the
Meltones.
talent show.
And before that, you were
We weren't singing
Weren't
together.
anybody.
really.
We
Really?
were Barbara, Joan, and Rosa.
We sang
where
in
did-
church with our mom, but we weren't a group.
Okay. So where was the name Little Miss and the Muffets? Where did that come from?
The record company wanted to call us that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Didn't go
Let's
over
go
too
back
well.
a little, before we get, let's go back a little bit. You said your mom in church.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about mom. Mom was a vocalist, a pianist.
Yes.
What was mom?
She was a vocalist, and she dabbed in the entertainment industry. She was the lead singer for Papa Celestine big band. And when she had to go to work, unfortunately, our grandmother didn't believe in the entertainment industry that ladies should be on stage singing. So she decided she wasn't going to keep us when my mom had to go to work. So there was no one else that my mom could depend on to babysit us while she went to work. So she had to give it up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're in the church. Was this St. Augustine's, the church?
No, we were raised Baptist.
Okay. Baptist,
So,
a very,
we
a
were
very
in
quiet, a very quiet religion.
we were in Baptist church, and we used to do trios with our mom,
For
and
any programs that were coming up and they needed people to sing or read a paper or what have you. So they always asked the Hawkins ladies.
so both of us were in the choir.
Wow. And you did churches with mom. That was your only source of music at that time.
Correct.
Yes,
Okay. And then you just said you met Joan walking and she wanted you to sing with a group.
right,
So
for the
up to
talent
that
show.
for the talent show. So she asked you, Barbara and Rosa.
She asked
Yeah.
me, and one of the guys fell out the group, and we needed a bass singer. So I said my sister sang bass, so Rose got in the group, and we rehearsed and everything for the talent show. But and Joe Jones met us and wanted to bring us to New York. So my grandmother said, "Who is this gal y'all going to New York with? Call her up on the phone." So I called Joan, and my grandmother asked me a question. I repeated it to Joan, who asked her mom. And after so many questions, Joan's mom and my grandmother started laughing. And we didn't know what was going on. She said, "She's all right. That's your cousin."
Just like that.
Just
Just like
like
that.
that.
So now you come to New York, uh, no hit records,
No.
No.
technically no expertise on secular music, right?
Right.
Because
Right.
Correct.
you're doing religious.
Right.
Uh, so what did you think when Joe Jones, who had a huge hit of his own, approached you? Did you, being young girls, did you think anything wrong of it, or was this something you opened with open arms? You said, "Okay, let's talk."
Well, my mom had somebody to check him out, and she was told that he knows the business, but you have to watch him. And
Uh,
so we didn't really understand what that was about until later. We found out, even though he knew a lot and he could have been a really big person, a big producer, a big manager, but he was greedy.
very greedy.
He was greedy, and he wanted all the money for himself.
He used a phrase that he had to have front money. And we're sitting there saying, okay, to each other,
What
what
is
is front money? Okay, I've heard of advances, things of that nature, but never front money.
And because he wanted front money for everything, we did not do the Ed Sullivan Show. And there were a few other shows, big shows like Ed Sullivan, that we did not do
We didn't appear on it.
because he wanted
Those
them to
series.
pay him first.
Right. Uh, Unfortunately, that's the way it worked out. But even without being on Ed Sullivan, your first record, I mean, this is like Secretariat. First record out of the gate, not only number one, not only knocking the Beatles off the charts, and
Mhm.
iconic. Listen, there were great songs, there were great male songs, great female songs,
Right.
but that song, great all across the board, written by Phil Spector, Jeff Barry, and Ellie Greenwich, originally written for the Ronettes.
Right.
Exactly.
So they hand you this song, and it goes off the charts, number one for I don't know how many weeks, recorded
Maybe.
by everybody up to Elton John,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the quintessential wedding song of all time. There is
Yes.
no better wedding song than this. By the Dixie Cups, listen to Chapel of Love.
Yes.
Unbelievable. What do you say when your first record hits number one. Um, what do you do?
Well, God was in the mix, and we believe in God, and He was in the mix because who knew back in 1964 when that record came out that this year, 2021, we would still be singing the song around the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we can't stress enough on how iconic that song is. Right now, we're going to put up the chart. Anthony, put up the chart. When you knock the Beatles out of first place, look at this. I mean, look at these songs that you were in
Bypass.
competition with. A World Without Love, My Guy, Hello
Right.
Dolly, Walk On By, Do You Love Me, P.S. I Love You. I mean, is there any What I Say by the genius, Viva Las Vegas by my man Elvis? I mean, to be in the number one spot with those songs behind you is an even greater feat. What did you say when you went home to mom and your family uh, and you were number one hit makers? What was the reaction?
Well, I'm gonna let Rose tell her story, but when we first went home, we went home right after we recorded. So it had not been released yet. And then the record company called us to tell us that it was going to be released. And I'll let Rosa tell you her story.
Sure.
Well, that happened to be on a Saturday morning. I was doing my chores and I was dusting the, what you call those back then, the phonograph. And I heard the song come on and it didn't register as soon as I heard it. And I start singing along with it and I'm dusting. And then it hit me, that's your song. I flew up the stairs. I was calling my mom, and I said, "My dear," because we called her my dear. She said, "What? What's the matter?" I say, "The song is playing on the radio." She said, "What song?" I said, "Our song." She said, "Okay, calm down, darling." She said, "There are going to be many more times that song is going to be played on the radio." And I had her by the hand. I said, "Come down, you got to hear it." She said, "Rosa, I think you have the stereo as loud as it will go." But she was so happy for us, and we were happy, and we just didn't know. I mean, we had never, with all the singing that we did in church with my mom stuff, we never heard our voices on the air. Never. It was something that went through you that, wow, that's my voice. Okay, and that's the way it was. And it happened again. We didn't record this record. Phil, what's his name?
I don't know.
Come back. Paul Simon, had come to New Orleans. Well, we're in Texas. We in Florida. Okay, he had come to New Orleans to record his wife, and he was friends with Art Neville. And he told Art, he said, "I need some background." And Art said, "Okay, fine, no problem." He called us up. He said, "Get over to whatever studio, Alan Toussaint studio." He said, "Paul Simon is recording his wife's song. And he wants you girls, for background." We said, "Okay, no problem." We went and we did the song. We, sang the background. We got paid. Shake a hand, hug her, kiss, nice meeting you. Okay, we'll see you again. And then in Florida is where my son went to school. He went to Florida State. And I was in this supermarket and this song started playing. And I'm singing with it and I'm pushing my basket and singing the song. And all of a sudden I said, "Wait a minute." And my son said, "What's the matter?" I said, "That's us." He said, "That's Paul Simon, Mom." I said, "Yeah, but that's us in the background. Listen." He said, "Okay."
And I don't even remember the name.
I don't remember the song, but our voices, the harmony, everything, and he kind of stood there and he looked around. He said, "We got to stay here the whole time the song is playing." I said, "No, but that song, that's ours."
Alan Toussaint, another great New Orleans musician and producer. Really, I was looking over the song. So it was recorded by a few different groups beside you, but never released by the Crystals with Darlene Love and Ronnie Spector and the Ronettes.
Right.
Who are the premier girl groups at that time? Don't forget, this is before Motown hit. So Diana and the girls weren't as proficient.
Right.
Mary Wells was there, but she was a solo artist.
Right.
So you girls really took American girl group to the pinnacle of the charts.
The girl groups before us was the Shirelles
Right,
and
The Chantels.
the Chantels.
right.
Yeah.
But we also realize, and if you do your homework like you always do your homework, what we also realize during that era, when we came out, we were three-part harmony. All the other girl groups that we've met and we like, we're friends and everything, they were lead and background.
Hmm.
But we were not lead and background. We were three-part harmonies.
Right. And that three-part harmony is what enabled you to be the first American group to take the Beatles, to knock them off their pedestal.
Yeah.
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 Now
That's a good one.
we see from these pictures. Now this was when you played the Apollo.
Right.
Apollo. Oh, yes.
Now what year was that? Because it's hard to find years.
It has to be 60, either 64 or 65.
So you're riding the crest of Chapel of Love, and you come to how do I say this in being politically correct? Well, it's not. I'm going to say it the exact way it is. You come to the African American Taj Mahal.
Yes.
Okay.
This
Yes.
is the pinnacle of African American entertainment.
Mhm.
Okay, so you
Okay.
play the Apollo. You didn't go on Ed Sullivan.
No.
No.
What was the next step?
We started doing tours. We did Dick
Doing
Clark
it
tour.
and doing it.
We did Sonny and Cher tour. We did a Shindig tour.
And there were a lot of theaters around the country that you would play. We did
The
the
circuit.
Regal Theater, the Apollo. Oh God, they had about 5 or 6. And
Tell
we
me
went from
about
Chicago
Orleans.
to New York.
Right. Tell me about when you went home to New Orleans, and you were hit makers. When you went back home, you didn't play churches again. You didn't play dances. You were major stars. So was there any theaters in New Orleans? Of course there was. Any theaters where you headlined down there and you
We didn't work New
We
Orleans.
didn't work New
We
Orleans
didn't
at
work
all.
New Orleans.
Why?
It's weird, but usually artists from whatever city hardly ever play that city. I don't know why, but we weren't the only ones. We didn't start working New Orleans until we started doing the Jazz Fest, the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, which was created for New Orleans artists. But today it is really, really huge. And if you find a New Orleans artist there, you're lucky.
You know, I interviewed Jimmy Clanton, who was from New Orleans as well, and he said the same thing as you did, that there were very few major venues. There were nightclubs,
Right.
there were
Right.
restaurants, there were back alleys, after hours places, but
Right.
there was no real concert venues.
No.
No.
I found that hard to believe until you girls
Right.
just solidified it.
Right.
We did some private things, like private weddings for the bride to walk in on, and things like that.
That's what you wound up doing.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
And we still do weddings. We do weddings. We sing chapel either for the bride to come in, or we'll sing chapel while they're signing the papers after the prayer, and we'll do at the reception. We've done weddings where we use our band and us in the band, and
Right.
we play the reception.
Wow. That's great to know. If anybody up here in New York has millions of dollars and you want to bring the Dixie Cups up to do your daughter's wedding,
Okay.
reach
It
out to
sounds
me.
like a good price.
Reach out to me and we'll put it together.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, you're at the top. Unfortunately, after you have a number one record, unless you have another number one record, the only way to go is down a little. And you still had a top 10 hit with our second song of the night, a song called Girls Can Tell. Anthony, give us a little bit of Girls Can Tell.
Girls can tell if things are right when they kiss oh boy goodnight. And I can tell that you're just right for me. Girls can tell if boys are true by the little
things they do. And I can tell that you're just right for me.
And that's only the two of you. Unbelievable. That's fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, with all these tours you were doing, being young ladies from New Orleans, who was the chaperone? You were obviously still young. You're still young now. You had to be in your mid-teens, right? So,
Right.
who took control when you went on the road? Who was your your go-to person?
Well, to be perfectly honest, the Dixie Cups didn't have a chaperone. We had mothers with. Mother had instilled in us how to be young ladies, how to stay young ladies, what you're supposed to say and do, how you're supposed to act. And we took that on the road with us.
And Joe had a thing, he said we didn't need a chaperone because what he was really concentrating on was if they bring their mother out here, and Barbara and I, we have another sister. She's older than both of us, but she still, she couldn't do it. But he said, if you bring your mother out here, then you're going to be digging into my money because they have to have a place to sleep and you got to feed them and all of that. And we really didn't dig into it to say, yeah, we do have to pay for them. I mean, that is mother, but we still have to pay her. And he went out on that one.
But we really didn't need it because we had what our parents had instilled in us. And we were following the lead of God, so we were okay.
Right. Were you still active in going to church during all this time?
Whenever we were home, yes, we would go to church.
Yes.
On the road, when we could find a church, we did go. A lot of times we couldn't find a Baptist church, so we found a Catholic church. But, all we wanted to do was just thank God.
Right. Hey, listen, the church is a church in my book.
Right.
Yeah. So now, did you ever run into anybody like Fats Domino or anybody else and say, that's how it's done? Number one.
We were on a show with Fats Domino once. We never did a show with Ernie Cato.
Yes, we did.
Oh, yes, we did. I'm sorry. That's right.
We did. They had us on a show. I forgot where it was, but it was in New Orleans at a big hall. And I forgot what the actual purpose of it was. And we were standing backstage and everybody else had gone on stage, Irma Thomas and whoever else. And we're standing there and we said, when a promoter came, he said, he's got 2 more songs. Barbara said, you've been telling us 2 songs for the past half an hour. Now, if we can't get on stage after the second song, we're going home. So the promoter went and he told Ernie whatever he said, and he said, man, I have to get him on. I have to get him on. People are here to see him. He said, well, people are here to see me. He said, I have a whole bunch of songs and I can be up here for another hour.
I can sing Ernie Cato songs all night.
And we just looked at each other and we went in the dressing room and the guy said, oh no, please don't leave. Don't leave. We said, well, you got to get him off because we've been waiting a whole hour and the dance was going to be over with in that hour. So he said, okay, I'll let him come on and do 2 songs. We went, oh, okay.
No, but he was a great artist.
He was a person.
Great artist. I mean, he did entertain you. And there were other male acts. Can't think of their names right now. I wish I'd have known you was gonna ask me that. But
Solomon Burke.
No, he wasn't from New Orleans.
Okay.
But anyway, we worked with a couple of male acts, not all of them.
Right. New Orleans is famous. I was down there Mardi Gras. I was there tonight. I saw the Zulu King. I saw all this. I saw it firsthand. It's one of the greatest events of my life. I got up at 4:00 in the morning to get a good spot on the boulevard. So anybody that wants COVID and traveling goes, you must go to New Orleans to experience Mardi Gras.
Right.
Because I got to tell you, I got sick of 2 songs when I was down there. I got sick of When the Saints Come Marching In. And I got sick of what is my favorite Dixie Cups song, which is its standard. It's an old New Orleans traditional song. Iko Iko. I got sick of it. I mean, I heard dogs barking. Iko. So we're gonna play a little bit of my favorite Dixie Cups song. Anthony, Iko Iko.
Yes.
My grandma and your grandma would sit by the fire. My grandma told your grandma, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. Iko Iko ande. Oh. Chagamo fino anale. Chagamo finale.
Now, before we get to talking about that song, I want to tell you, I absolutely adore your outfits in that 1985 video of Little Darlings. You look like little wedding cake toppers.
Little wedding cake dolls.
Oh, okay.
You do. It's great. It's great.
Well, thank
But
you.
getting back to Iko Iko, you didn't even know that song was being recorded. Thank God for Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller. Another great rock and roll writing team.
Mm-hmm.
They had the foresight to keep the tapes running.
Right.
So,
well, see,
yeah.
Everybody had gone to lunch. We were on break, and it was just the 3 of us in the studio. So we started singing it. Since there was no band, we had to play instruments. So Rosa had the drumstick
Aluminum ashtray.
and an ashtray. We had a chair. I was beating on it like a drum, and John Marie was playing something else. So that's how we recorded it. And when we sang it down, John had the Coke bottle. When we sang it down, Jerry and them asked us to do it again. So we did, and that's all we did. 2 takes on it, and then they came out later and added calypso box, they call it,
yes,
where you hear the bomb, bomb, bomb. So that's the only thing that was added.
Actually, we were surprised that they even heard it. We didn't know the mics were on because they were in the control room and we were in the studio. So we were just relaxing and having fun. And when Jerry or Mike, whichever one it was, he said, "Do that again, girls." And we looked at each other like, where did that come from? He said, "I'm here in the studio." Because, they had the studio with black mirrors or black glass. And you couldn't really see in there who was there. So we looking saying, who is that?
That's what makes a great producer, a great engineer. I'm an Elvis fanatic, so I go back to Elvis and Sun Records. When he was on a break, he started playing That's All Right Mama. And Sam Phillips said, hit the tape button. And they got it on tape. And that became the big bang of Elvis rock and roll. So, no matter how good a song is or how good a group is, I think a producer is just as integral.
Right. Well, did you know that Iko became a hit in England before it did in America?
Yes, but I don't know by who. I had heard that.
Yes. What happened?
This jockey.
This jockey played it over there. and
they just
it was doing so well
calling in and calling in.
until Jerry and Mike said, we're going to have to release it. They were holding it, as you say, in the can, but
Right.
they had to release it.
And that was a top 20 hit.
Yes,
Top
it was.
20, not only on the R&B charts, but on the Cashbox charts and in Canada.
Cashbox,
Right, Billboard.
yeah.
Billboard.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've received 2 gold records, one for Chapel, one for People, and we did have an award from 16 Magazine for selling the most
the
group
GG
albums
Award.
in 1965.
Wow. Well
And
deserved.
Bill got
Well
that
deserved. Yeah. Did you ever get an award for your fashion statements? Because at the beginning, you all wore the same outfit. And then in the 80s, you wore the wedding dress outfits. But I'm going to show a picture right now.
Oh my God.
This is probably my favorite outfit of the Dixie Cups.
That's for Iko Iko.
Yeah. Iko.
Now, wasn't it a simpler time where you could wear things for a song or for a movie and not get criticized for it? You know, today this
Right.
might be construed as insulting when actually you're paying tribute to
Exactly.
the people. You know, people have to realize as entertainers, we don't make fun of things.
Right.
We pay tribute.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, we never got any negativism from that. I'm happy to say, because in New Orleans, as you know, during the Mardi Gras, there are Indians, and each section of the city has a tribe. And on Mardi Gras Day, they come together. And I'm telling you, the outfits are gorgeous. And a long time ago, they used to make them by hand. They used to do all the beading and everything by hand. Of course, you know, we've come a long way, so everything is different now, but the costumes are still gorgeous.
Well, you heard of your bucket list?
Yes.
Now you have a list of things before you died.
Yes.
You wanted to have something in that bucket list. My bucket list started with the Indians on Mardi Gras Day, because as children, my grandmother and other grandmothers would bring their children to peep through the gates of the warehouse where they were painting the floats. And I used to stand there and watch them. And I say, one day I want to ride on a float, and I want to be an Indian. Well, like my mother always said, be careful at what you ask for. Because when Iko Iko came out, Island Records decided to do a video on us with the outfits that we had on, but then they changed. They borrowed an outfit from 3 different Indian tribes, and I got ready to put it on, and the guy said, "Okay, we're about ready to shoot you guys. You know, coming down the street in the French Quarters." And I said, "Okay." Well, they helped Barbara with hers, and she stood up
the
straight,
headdress.
and you know, the headdress and everything. And then John Marie had hers, and I was the last one. And when it took 2 guys to first put it on my head, and when they put it on my head and they stepped back, I went down to the ground. And they said, "Are you all right? Are you all right?" I said, "This thing is heavy. Where you want me to walk with it?" They took a hanger and put it behind my head to hold it up on my head. And every time I walked, my head was just going from side to side. And everyone was laughing at me. They said, "Are you going to make it?" I said, "Yeah, I guess so."
And it wasn't Joan, it was Dale. Dale Michael was singing with us at that time. And when we went out on the levee, because they took us out on the
We
levee.
had to get there first, and I rolled down.
And build a fire, okay? And build a fire. And they'll say, "You know, I've had this on since 6 o'clock this morning. I'm tired. It just needs to fall off." And all of a sudden, our headrest fell off, and Rose went rolling down the hill.
I rolled down the hill to the levee, and you should have seen the cameraman and makeup people. They
Oh my
were running behind me saying, "Is she all right? Are you all right?" And I was laughing so much because I couldn't stop myself with this thing on my head. And when we got to the bottom, I got up and I wiped myself off, and they standing there looking, saying, "Are we gonna do this scene again?" And the producer said, "Yes, we have to, because we only had the part where she started rolling." So that was checked off my bucket list for me to wear that Indian outfit.
And we also rode in Harry Connick's parade.
You
He
did.
parades.
At
He parades the night before Mardi Gras.
Right.
And,
So a lot of people don't realize that there is not one parade.
Right.
Oh no!
Oh my God, no.
My wife says to me, "We're going to go on a cruise. We're going to sing on a cruise ship. We're going to go to New Orleans. We're going to go to the parade." It's okay. We're going to go to the parade.
Which
2
parade?
days before, there were like 90 parades.
There's a parade every night leading up
There's
to
a parade
Mardi Gras.
every night. It's every color, every design, everybody wearing pink, everybody wearing yellow, everybody looks like a skeleton, everybody looks like a gorilla, everybody looks like a peacock. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, there's the gorillas now. That's the
But
hit of the parade.
But I gotta say something. For people that have never been to New Orleans, I have a friend of mine. You might know him. His name is Les Getrix. They call him Big Papa.
Okay.
I mean, he's a staple of Bourbon Street and Frenchman Street, all that stuff. And when I came down to New Orleans, he drove me to where the levee was, and it's not a short walk.
No.
From the mainland, from the road to the levee. So you must have rolled.
I did.
She rolled a good way.
I rolled it. But I was laughing so hard that I couldn't stop myself. And all these people, the men, the ladies, said, "Catch her, somebody catch her." You know, I said, well,
see, when you go to the Mardi Gras, let me see. I think it's the last week. Saturday night it's Endymion. Sunday it's Bacchus. Monday it's Orpheus, and then Tuesday Mardi Gras with the King Zulu.
Right. Yeah, we took the train. We went to the warehouse for the old floats.
okay.
And when I came out, a cop put his hand on my chest. Now you have to understand, I'm an Italian guy from the Bronx. When a cop puts his hand on my chest, it normally means I'm going to spend the night somewhere else. So I got really scared, and I said, "But I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing." He goes, "No, wait, the kings are coming through." And I was right there when the two kings, it was the Zulu king, and what's the other king?
Yeah, I know. I can't think of it right now, but I know they meet.
They meet and they exchange pleasantries, and it's on the back of a train.
It's
right. So I'm there at the steps of the train looking up. So I'm beyond the police barrier, and I'm looking at my wife, and my wife goes, "Don't go up those steps." I was gonna go up and hug the king. I was gonna hug the king.
Oh yeah, they are ready. Well, our policemen here in New Orleans, Mardi Gras time and all those parades, those men and women, they do a job that you would not want to do. First of all, they're on their feet maybe 12 to 15 hours a day. They have to argue with somebody because they put their car on a neutral ground that have big signs that says no parking. And when they go back to get their car, it's gone. And the police say, "Didn't you read the sign right there?" He say, "Okay, so where did they bring my car?" Policeman say, "I don't know. You have to read the ticket." But it's fun time. It's really
it's
fun
a great
time.
time, and it should be on everybody's bucket list.
That's right.
We're gonna play a little bit of a song. This was your last recording on Redbird Records. So we're gonna play this. Anthony, I'm gonna get you.
ABC Family.
Isn't season, but I can't find a reason why you let me down. When I come around, I'm gonna keep on trying what you bet. 'Cause I'm gonna get you, yeah. I'm gonna get you, yeah. All you say is
What a great song. You know, I love the happiness.
About that song,
What?
The shot you had right there, we were on live TV, one of Dick Clark's shows, and I was dancing, not noticing where I was going, and I danced off the line thing, the platform, and all of a sudden, this guy, one of the cameramen, he took over somebody else, and I see this man. He's coming on hands and knees. He say, "Miss Dixie Cup, are you all right?" I say, "Yes, I am." He say, "Okay, let me help you up." I said, "No, I'm not getting up."
In the camera room, in the control room, they say, wait,
Wait.
we only have two.
We had fun though. We
A
had
lot.
fun.
So you have a habit of falling.
Okay.
You know, when you go places and people say, John slept here,
Yeah.
we started putting Rose fell here.
But I don't do that much anymore.
You
I just
don't?
walk into things.
You know, we've had some great guests on our show that have taken old songs and rhymes and made them hits, such as Vito Picone with Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star,
Oh yeah.
Barbara Harris and the Toys. They took a Beethoven
Lovers
song.
and Turtles.
But I think you have taken the first lesson that a child ever learns and turned it into a hit song. Anthony, let's hit it with the ABC song by the Dixie Cups.
Z.
You're singing along with the tapes. I love it. This
Right.
is great stuff. Let me ask you something. When you guys warm up for a show, do you do your songs, or do you do maybe a gospel song to warm up?
We just do one of our
Actually,
songs that
yeah.
we sing a cappella. You know, we'll
Okay.
do whatever. We'll do one of the songs a cappella. We have we love one of the Sherelle songs that we do. We do Soldier Boy, and we also do
Will you still
Will
love
You
me
Still
tomorrow?
Love Me Tomorrow.
So if I'm Ed Sullivan and you're on my show and I say, girls, you have to warm up in front of me and there's no band. What are you going to do right now? 20 seconds a cappella.
Will You Love Me Tomorrow?
Let's hear it.
Oh my God.
Paul said you were going to sing live, so we'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
We'll be all right. So you made the run from Redbird. You went over to ABC Paramount. So how long did that ABC was on Paramount?
Yes.
You had a couple of releases. Was
What
anything
goes up,
else?
what goes up must come down.
Right. And again, another marrying song. I'm not the kind of girl to marry. Was there a formula that the Dixie Cups were put into to do songs that had to do with marriage and
No,
I don't know.
no. That song we had rehearsed it before we went to New York, but we didn't get a chance to record it at that time. I can't even remember the song we sang for Jerry and Mike.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Papa.
Oh, we did Thank You Mama, Thank You Papa, but that's kind of had something to do with a long life of getting married and stuff.
right.
Earl King was the writer. He was a great writer, and he was also an artist. He played guitar.
Fabulous.
Trig Bag. He had Trig Bag.
Trig Bag?
Yeah.
Put me in a trig bag.
Yeah, Earl
That's the
King.
only words I know.
You're coming out with a book at the end of the month called Chapel of Love. Anthony put the cover up for the book. The story of the New Orleans girl group, the Dixie Cups. We don't want to give everything away, which is why we do these interviews, to get people's interest piqued. It'll be available on all online outlets, Amazon, and all those other stuff, but it'll be available on your website as well, which is the .com. Am I correct?
.org.
.org. The
Yeah.
DixieCups.org. And if people want to buy your book through that website, if they mention my show, will you ladies be so kind as to autograph it to them personally?
Sure.
You would?
Yes.
Wow. So you heard that, everybody? If you go to the DixieCups.org in a month and you order their book, Chapel of Love, The Story of the Dixie Cups, and you say, hey, I heard about it on the Gene DiNapoli show, Barbara and Rosa are going to personally autograph that. I think that's so wonderful. And it really gives a connection between our listeners, our viewers, and the girls.
Right.
Something that's been missing for the past 17 months is that personal touch because of no concerts.
Exactly.
Yes.
But you ladies have two very big shows coming up in October in your hometown of New Orleans.
Right.
On October the 3rd, you're doing the New Orleans
French Quarter Fest.
French Quarter Fest. And on the 10th, you're doing the New Orleans Jazz Fest.
Right.
Yes.
But you've been doing that for a while now, right?
We've been doing the Jazz Fest for almost as long as they've been doing it. I think it was only 2 years that we did not do the Jazz Fest, and they've been doing it now for 50 plus years.
Wow. So you could possibly be the longest running act.
Possibly. Possibly.
Okay, ladies, I'm going to ask you a favor. I need to know that. So when I promote your book on our show, I could say the longest running act of the New Orleans Festival, because I think that's a wonderful accomplishment. Because, you know, just because you're from New Orleans doesn't give you the right to have the job. It gives you the right to get the job the first time. But if you're not great at what you do, they would not bring you back a second, a third. So if you're there 48 times, obviously the people must love what you do.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And we enjoy it so much.
I can't wait. You know what? I'm going to have to tell my wife I can't go to her mother's birthday party.
Oh.
Because I'm going to New Orleans from the 1st to the 11th.
Okay, you're going to be in trouble.
You need to come down on the 3rd. The French Quarter Fest is really, really great. It's,
I'm coming to both. I'm coming to both.
Because the difference is the French Quarter Fest, you don't have to pay to get in. The Jazz Fest, you do.
Well, if you're on the bill, I don't mind paying.
Okay, well, thank you.
We can't wait for your book to come out. But I do want to mention you're currently touring with a third member because Joan unfortunately passed away. We want to dedicate today's show to Joan as well. Her name was Johnson?
John Marie Johnson.
Joan Marie Johnson. We want to dedicate today's show to her, along with our veterans. But also, you're working with a new lady who comes from a little well-known lineage.
Yes.
Althegra Neville.
Althegra
Neville. I got it.
You got it.
The world, right, of the world famous Neville family.
Neville brothers. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, we grew up in their house. Art Neville, we used to sing background behind him after the talent show. So Art is gone now, but when you ask him, he said, well, the Dixie Cups got started in my living room. You know.
Amazing.
Because we used to sing behind him.
Amazing. You're still in New Orleans?
No, we're in Tampa.
Tampa, Florida.
You're in Tampa, but
Katrina
you go back.
brought us here. Katrina brought us here. I don't know. One day, maybe.
Right. I went to Fats Domino's house. How far did you live from there?
A good ways.
A good ways.
9th ward. We were in the 7th ward.
Okay. Wow. A lot of people wouldn't realize that it's that big of an area.
Right.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. I think Louisiana is the only state in the union that we have parishes. If you go New York, you have boroughs, counties. In California, I think they have counties, but we have parishes. Each parish have their own mayor, their own city council, and anything else they can stick in there. Yeah.
That's a lot of mayors and a lot of everything else.
Exactly. And we became friends with one lady. We want to say hi to Jackie and Buzz. She is such a wonderful person.
Jackie Clarkson.
Jackie Clarkson, and she lost the last and final competition. She lost by 2 votes, I think. And every time we play someplace and we look up, Jackie is coming through the door. And we said, "How do you find out where we working?" She said, "That's okay. I have my way of finding it."
Oh, I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah, Jackie Clarkson.
Jackie
She's in her
Clarkson.
80s now. She was a city councilwoman for many years,
She was
and we're
president
still
of City
friends.
Council.
That's fabulous.
And she's retired.
I just want to mention some of your accolades, and it's not in order of importance.
Okay.
But I'm just throwing this out. In April of 2007, the Dixie Cups were honored in the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame.
Right.
Yes.
Rightly so. But that was a given. That's a given. More importantly, where the competition was a lot stiffer, you wound up in the Rhythm and Blues 2002. You got nominated for the Rhythm and Blues Foundation Award. You got
Yes.
the Pioneer Award. And you're also in the Vocal Group Hall of Fame.
Right.
Yes.
So
Right.
those are really stiff ballot competitions.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Our
should be
last
proud-
hurdle, Gene. Our last hurdle is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
They do the black ball thing. I'm sure you've heard about that with whomever. When they vote, everybody has to have this one color ball. But if there's a black ball in that box, that means that group does not get inducted. And
Yep.
no one will say who put the ball there, or no one admits that they saw so and so. So
Well, we know
here we are, we still not in it.
we know that each time our name come up, this one person, I think he just died. He was the one that said no.
Phil
He
Spector?
put the he put the black ball in. If that's a way of speaking, but he was against it. We don't know why.
There are criterias in place of every
Right.
Yeah.
Hall of
We
Fame.
fit the criteria.
Okay. But just because you don't make that hall has nothing to do with contribution
Exactly.
Right.
or longevity, because your song, and I say your song because it is your song, because other people have done it and never achieved the success you have.
Right.
You appeared with that song in 2 major motion pictures.
Right.
One, very apropos to today, Memorial Day, Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Then you're in one of the best comedy movies of all time, Father of the
Father
Bride.
of the Bride.
Yes.
Okay. But more importantly, I'm going to take a wild guess that there's been 14 million songs recorded since the dawning of the age of recorded history. And your song, and you, I say you ladies, top 500 songs of all time, across all genres, across men and women and animals doing jingle bells. It doesn't matter. 279th place out of
Yes.
500 of all
Yes.
time by the
Yes.
quintessential magazine Rolling Stones.
Right.
That should mean more.
That's an achievement.
Yes.
Yes. You know what? The Hall of Fame, all well and good. I love Whitney. I love Donna Summer. I love Run DMC. I love the Johnny Cash. They're not rock and roll.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
That's true.
So that's the Hall of Fame's got their own agenda. Get
Yes.
out of here. Get out. But to be in Rolling Stone is the top 500 songs of all time. And number 279, I mean, that's mind-boggling in itself.
Yeah.
So the Dixie Cups / Chapel of Love until the end of Earth, when
Right.
Earth implodes and everybody moves to Mars, Chapel of Love
Chapel
by
of
the
Love.
Dixie Cups is going to be remembered throughout history.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Gene.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank your mom and
Yeah.
the church, and Joe Jones for finding you and for keeping the music alive. Chapel of Love, the authorized biography of the Dixie Cups, comes out the end of this month, June. Check it out on their website, thedixiecups.org. Just and play their song. And I'm telling you, I'm married. What am I married? 23 years. On my 25th anniversary, you ladies are coming to New York City
All
to
right.
sing that song for my wife.
All right, we'll do it.
Ladies
We'll
and
do it. That's the
gentlemen,
date.
We'll be happy
as
to
we
do it.
do every week, so deservedly, let's give these beautiful ladies the only way we know how to show appreciation by a round of applause for Barbara and Rosa Hawkins, the Dixie Cups, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank
Let's
you.
hear it for them.
Thank you so much for having us.
you.
Thanks to Paul, too.
Thanks to
You
Paul.
got it. Thanks,
And we'll-
Paul Arante. Ladies, we'll stay in touch.
All right, we will.
And Anthony.
We will support your book. So please, the minute it's available, send me a text.
We will.
Okay. We'll
Enjoy
do.
the rest of the Memorial Day, ladies.
All right, you
All right,
too.
thank you.
Y'all be
Bye-bye.
safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Cheers. Wow. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how we're doing this. I'm a nobody. I'm a small town entertainer, and we are getting the best of the best of the best. We'll be right back after our sponsors. Anthony.
Hi, my name is Howard, and along with my partner Karen, we are Cruise Planners Dream Destinations Travel. Contrary to the name, we are a full-service travel agency specializing in individual, multi-generational, and group vacations. Certified with all major cruise lines, we are also represent all resorts and all-inclusives throughout the beautiful Caribbean and Mexico. Let us build your dream vacation. Please call us at 347-398-8653 for a free, no-obligation quote.
Little Italy Auto Repair at 628 Crescent Avenue in the true Little Italy of the Bronx. Over 50 years of automotive service excellence, ASE and state certified, offering all types of services to all types of cars. Discounts to first responders, military, Fordham University students and faculty. All work is done by Victorio with the highest level of quality possible. Telephone number is 718-933-2365 or visit his website at www.littleitalyAutobronx.webs.com. That's Little Italy Auto Repair.
Hi, this is Francisco. Many people call me the creative CPA. If you need help with your taxes or financial matters, please email me your cell number and the best time and day to call you. You could email me at franciscisco@aol.com, and Cisco is spelled SISCO, the creative CPA. It's that simple, that easy. Thank you.
Oh boy, sorry, that was my fault. All right, we are looking for a fourth sponsor for our sponsorships. We have room for one more. Don't forget, we have a shirt for sale. Gene DiNapoli podcast shirt with the first 15 guests. We have small and medium left. We have getting a new shipment in. They're $25. That's including shipping in the continental United States. You can see all the names of the groups, the actors, singers that we had on the show. Next one is being produced now. We're going to be doing that. Don't forget next week's guest, the original lead voice of a group called the Buckinghams, who ruled the 60s. Dennis Tufano will be with us. Kind of a Drag, Hey Baby, Susan, Don't You Care, and many, many more. Join us next week as we talk to Dennis Tufano of the Buckinghams. Once again, the Dixie Cups autobiography, Chapel of Love, will be available by the end of June. Go to the dixiecups.org to order your copy, mention me, and they'll personally autograph it. We are thinking about joining up with other people and moving our show to 8 p.m. It'll still be an hour show. Let us know what you think. Send me a message. Thanks to our producer, Anthony. Our first guest when we started this was a gentleman named Stan Zitska, who had a group called the Del Satins. And Stan wrote a song that we're going to go out with today because of Memorial Day. It's called A Piece of Cloth. So go to our Facebook page. You could buy it. Go to Stan Zitska's page or the Del Satins page or website and see if you could purchase this beautiful song called A Piece of Cloth. To our military past, present, and future, including my nephew Nicholas, who just 2 weeks ago became a United States Marine. I love you, pal. You did a great thing with your life. Much love. Peace out. On a Memorial Day. God bless you, everybody.
To survive in peace and harmony, united and strong, we must have one people, one nation, one flag.
A piece of cloth with stars and stripes of red, white, and blue, and all the men and women who sacrificed for me and you, carried it through all the pain and over fields of glory, throughout the world for all to see. This is their story. Raise it up, show it off, be proud for which it stands. Let it blow in the wind.